All right, hey guys, we're gonna work on undercurrents, starting from the beginning, working in different sections. So let's start with the beginning to about measure 9, and then let's go from there. So red violins, make sure that you are starting on the G string. You stay on the G string all the way to measure 17, then you switch to the D string, still playing a little bit on the G string. So just make sure you're starting on a third finger. Okay? Make sure you know your pattern. So it's 1 and 2 and rest, rest, and measure 1. Then at 5 it changes to 1 and 2 and rest, 4 and. Okay? So let's start by playing from beginning to measure 9, working on counting, making sure playing the notes in tune, playing it at a slower tempo, and putting our bow in the right spot. So put your bow closer to the balance point, lower half area. Here we go, starting on third finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest, rest. Rest, fourth finger. Stretch for 4. Okay, let's do those 4 measures again to make sure you got that fourth finger. Go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. 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 Okay, sorry, I messed up, so I might have messed you up too. Now, this time, go through, play it a little bit faster. If you couldn't play at that tempo, do it again until you can. Here we go, starting same spot, faster, like this. Rest, rest. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and go and. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. 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 Okay. Now try it a little bit faster one more time, like this. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest, rest. Fourth finger. Okay, now we're at measure 9. We got a little bit louder, still starting on the G string, same rhythm as before. So let's go a little slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest and stop. Now let's try those faster, like this. Rest, rest. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Okay. Here we go. Moving forward. Sorry, I kind of just blinked for a moment. Let's move forward. Now the rhythm changes. We're at 1 and 2 and rest, 4 and. So let's play the next 4 measures. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest. 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 Okay, now make sure you can do that without stopping, because between 13 and 14 there's no pause. Between 14 and 15 no pause, and 15 and 16 no pause. Okay, let's try it one more time. 13 to 17. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest. 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 Then get louder. Now let's try it a little bit faster, like rest. Okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest. 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 Okay, now if that was challenging, go back and do it again until you can play it that fast. Otherwise, jump back to measure 9 and let's play measure 9 to 17. Okay, here we go, up to tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. Now, let's try that again a little bit faster. Rest, 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 rest. Okay, here we go. Measure 9. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest, 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 rest. Okay. Sorry. Now go back again if you can't do it that fast until you can get it. Otherwise, let's try it from the beginning to 17. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest, 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 rest. Whoops, I played the wrong notes. Let's do that again. Now, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest, rest. Fourth finger. Sorry, I had a page turn. Okay, now we're at 17 and we're on the D string, so now we have rest, rest. Fourth finger. Fourth finger. Rest, rest. 1, rest. One, rest. Rest, rest. Oh, I just told you the wrong rhythm. Sorry, jump back to 21. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest. 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 So let's work on measure 22 because that one's tricky because it's a string crossing and no pause. So slowly do the first group. So at 22, play the first two like, okay, with me. 3 and 4 and 1. Rest. Pause, find your fourth finger on the G string, then play the first 2 beats of 23. There we go, next part. Okay, now back to 22, a little bit faster, like. Okay, 22 to 25, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest. Rest. Okay. 22, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest. 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 Okay. Now let's go back to 17 to 25 and play it up to tempo. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. 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 Okay. Now jump to measure 25. Make sure that you are on a fourth finger on the D string. So let's go through this part slowly. Okay, here we go. 25, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest on fourth finger. Make sure that's an F natural. Make sure you cross, stay on A string. A string. C natural. Rest. Rest, C natural. Third finger. Staying on C natural. Fourth finger. Okay. Now let's try it without me talking and slowly with the rests. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest. 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 Okay? Now you got to be able to play it faster. If you are struggling with just that, I would break it down like this. Pause, figure out your next fingering, look at your notes, then play it. Same thing, only play the next 4. Then stop, move your bow to B. Still struggling, keep pausing. Next group of 4 only. Stop, next group of 4 on a C natural. C natural again. When you play that last part, make sure you look ahead at the second line. Play only the next 4 at 30. Pause, then play the next 4 at 31. Next 4. Now for this last 4, make sure you're on 4th finger. Okay? Now, that's if you're struggling with playing it slow, up to tempo. Sometimes you just need to pause it to give your muscle memory and brain time to catch up with one another. Now, let's go through 25 without stopping a little bit faster. Okay, so here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest, rest, rest. Oh, I said the wrong thing. There's only one rest. Try it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest, 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 rest. 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 Okay. Let's do it again. Okay, a little bit faster. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest. 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 Okay. Try it again a little bit faster. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest. 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 Okay. Now let's go through 33 to measure 44. Make sure you're staying on open A, same rhythm the entire time. Remember your pattern is 1, 2, breathe, 1, 2, breathe, 1, 2, breathe, 1, 2, breathe, 1, 2, 3. So slowly it's like this. 1, 2, breathe, 1, 2, breathe, 1, 2, breathe, breathe. Then eventually you got to get it faster like this. 1, 2. Okay, so try it with me slow. From 33 to 44. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then right here we're going to slightly lift at 40. So make sure you write and lift above the second eighth note rest and measure 40. So you'll see 1 eighth note rest, 2 single eighth notes, that's A, and then a single eighth rest, and then a group of eighth notes. So make sure you write a lift there. So 40 starts on an up bow. You lift, then down, up, down. Okay, try it with me slowly. Lower part of the bow starting on up bow. 1 and 2 and 3 and ready, go. 1, 2, lift, set. Try it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Up, down, lift. Okay, now a quicker lift and no pause. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, a little bit faster, like this. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, Keep working on that measure until you get that lift in. Now let's go through the whole thing from 33 to 41, or 44, excuse me. Oh, I did forget something. Hold on, scratch that. Before we do that, go back to 41. So make sure your pattern is rest, 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 rest. Okay, so after we finish this at 40, you have to reset and you have to wait. So during your lift, that's 1 count, then 1. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Okay? All right, so now back to 33. Up to tempo like this. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Whoops, I almost forgot the lift. So make sure you go back and you do that again to make sure you have it. Let's try it a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Okay? Keep working on that until you can play it up to tempo. Always stop the video, try it slow, try it fast. Practice with the metronome from this beginning section, from beginning to 44. Make sure that you are practicing. The concert tempo will be about 100 to 110 most likely, so make sure you're practicing at least 100, okay? Quarter note equals 100. Okay, now at 44, it's slower. So this would be at about 90 to 100, depending on whether we do the faster tempo at 100 or 110. So make sure from 43 to 44, you have your bow is set. You're starting on an up bow, third finger on the G string, and it's 2 beats of rest first. So rest, rest. Set and the tempo picks up. Okay, so make sure 44, 45, 46, you're only on the G string, so it's third finger at 44 and 45. Then add fourth finger in for D instead of open D, and then third finger again for 54. Oh, excuse me, 47. It stays on G string, third finger and second finger. 48, third finger, second finger. Yeah, that's right. And then 49, second finger, first finger. 50, third finger, then first finger on the D string. So make sure at 49 you have, the counts are 1, 2 beats, and then it switches. 1, 2, 3, and then. So 49 and 50 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. Try that with me at 49. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1. Okay, on that up bow, you're crescendoing up into measure 51. So let's start at 44, and we're going to go to 51, just at the normal tempo because it's slow enough. So starting at 44 on an up bow, 2 beats of rest. Here we go. I'll count 4, then we count our 2 rests. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. Now, if you couldn't do that, go back and do it again until you can count it properly, play properly, and change your notes. Make sure you got the right notes, too. Now, at 51, make sure you're starting on a down bow on F natural, and you're playing to fourth finger, then 3 to second finger, and then 4 beats, 3, 4. Then we have E to F natural, 1 to low 2. So that's up, and then down bow. Okay, and then hold that G for 2 beats plus 1 because it's tied over to 54. So you've got 3, 4, 1. Switch to F natural for 2 beats. Then E. The E is 1 beat. So 51 to 57 is this. Okay, so try it with me. First, though, I want to do 51 like this. Pause. Then pause. Play those 2 measures with me. Stop and go. Ready, go. Make sure you're on 4th finger. Now switch to 3rd finger to low 2. And then open D, go. Then the next part is E to F natural. Pause to G. 2, 3, switch to low 2. 1st finger. Okay, let's play it now with no pauses. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you struggle with it, go back and keep working on the same things that we were working on until you can play it with me. Otherwise, we're going to start at 44 and go to 56. There we go. Upper middle part. 1, 2, less hair, quiet sound. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and rest, rest. Down bow, slur, and then set your bow, and at 56 we pick up the tempo and it goes like this. Rest, 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 rest. Okay? Let's see if we can do it a little slower from 56 to 65. Okay? So here we go. Got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and make sure it's soft. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest. Now a little bit louder. Rest. Rest. So this pattern changes a little bit. So 63 is where it changes. You have C, 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 B, D, D. So C, 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 B, rest, D, D. Then D, D again, rest, then E, G, A, B. And then you end on a C natural at 65. So try 63 with me slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest, rest. Okay, now let's go back to measure 57, or 56, excuse me. I'm going to practice our rests, and then we're going to practice a little bit faster. Okay, a little bit more tempo. Here we go at 56. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 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 rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Okay, now we're gonna work at 65 to 73 a little slower. So make sure you got C, B, C, A, C, B, C, A, like this. Okay, try it with me slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good, now a little bit faster like this. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and go and. Okay, now the next measure at 66 is 1. That's pretty easy. We could play that. Eight of the same note, C natural. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the next measure, 67, is tricky because it's B. It's B, A, B, G, B, A, B, G for 2 measures. Okay, so 67 and 68 is exact same thing without stopping. It's just tricky because they're string crossing. So practice it slowly like this. Okay, pause it, try it once on your own, and then try it with me. Pause it. Okay, now try it with me. 3 and 4 and. Try it like this real quick. Okay, try it. Pause the video. Okay, try it with me like this. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Down. So the purpose of that is sometimes when you change the rhythm, it makes your brain focus on it a little bit more. Now we're going to play it correctly like this. Okay, let's try it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good. Now let's go back to measure 65, going the same tempo, because once we get to 69 to 73, it's the exact same thing that we just played. So 65, a little slower, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sorry for the little delay, I kind of blinked for a moment. So try that again, rewind it and try it again if you're having a hard time, and keep rewinding it till you've got it. Now we'll try it faster, like. Okay, let's try it. Back at 65, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest. Okay, now, if you couldn't do it, go back and do it slower until you can get it. Otherwise, let's try it a little bit medium pace one more time like this. Okay, here we go, 65. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, keep trying it at that pace if you're having a hard time. Otherwise, move on to 73. And I think 73 can be done till the end. Because when we're looking at 73, it's a lot of stuff that we've played before. You know, 73, it's very similar to what you've played already. I think it's exactly the same thing you've already played at 25. You're using 4th fingers. And 73 till... yeah, it's the exact same thing, because then at 77, when we switch to C natural, it's the same thing. And then at 81 is when we get back to that 1-2 pattern. Okay? So let's go through 73 to the end. Slowly, make sure you're using 4th fingers throughout at measure 73, 74. Switch to open 8, 75, and 76, and 77, 78, 79. And use a 4th finger for the E at measure 80. So if you missed that, just rewind it until you can write it all in. Okay, so starting at 73, about this tempo. Okay, let's try it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest, 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 rest. Rest, rest. Okay, so for those last 4 notes, really dig into it and then pull your bow off of this string like this. Okay, try it with me. Last 4 notes, 3 and 4 and. Okay, so if that was too difficult, go back and try it at a slower pace without me, and then try to aim for what we just played together. Now, make sure at measure 85 it switches to open E, then third finger on the A string, then C natural, then to B at 86, then to open A. It's kind of like going down a scale. Just one note at a time. Okay? Let's try 85 to the end with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest, rest. Okay, try it a little bit faster now. Like this. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest, rest. Alrighty. Now let's try it again one more time from 73 to the end up to tempo. Okay, here we go. Like this. 1. Okay, here we go. 73. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Rest. 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 Rest, rest. Okay, now, if you struggled with it, do it at your own pace and then play with the recording once you can get it that speed. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to go set your metronome to 100. No, I actually do this. Set your metronome to 90, play through it, see if you can keep up. Then try it at 100, see if you can keep up, and then at 110. Okay, keep pushing yourself until you can play it faster. All right, so good luck. Work through this video, work on treble spots. Remember fast notes, how to count it, when your rests are, and what notes you're playing. All right, good luck. Happy practicing. I'll see you at rehearsal.